Hey guys! All right, so welcome to the KWT Tribe Patreon only live cast, and I'm just gonna make sure that you guys can see it on Patreon. So I'm going to my Patreon stuff. Excuse me while I check this out. Scheduled. Okay, so Patreon's just behind by a little bit. All right, there we go. So I'm going to view this, so that way if you guys are commenting, I can see your comments. All right, so I'm going to click on here. Just making sure if I can see myself, then you can see me. Okay, so I'm going to do a little, what's up, you guys? Okay, so just sending you guys a message underneath the video. And you know what? Give myself a little heart. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna go to YouTube and I'm gonna see if I can watch this through YouTube so that I can kick out the chat. So give me just a moment. I'm getting everything all set up here. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my Creator Studio. Hopefully everybody's having a lovely day. Happy summer solstice! Yay! The longest day of the year. Well, the longest daylight day of the year, whereas right now in the southern hemisphere we have the winter solstice, so it is the longest, no, that's the shortest day, or it's the longest dark day, you know, of the year. Okay. Okay, so it looks like I just can see the chat here on Patreon and also here on Google Hangouts. So very good. All right, I'm going to move this off to the side. Okay, so today's chat is all about real magic, so creating real magic. And so I think that when we think of the word magic, what comes to mind is pulling a rabbit out of a hat, illusion, things that seem, you know, totally impossible. You know, a magician that comes to a kid's birthday party and puts on a little magic show. You know, it's entertainment, it's fun. Real magic, though, is, I guess some people would consider it like, whoa, like impossible. How did that happen? Almost like it was an illusion. But it's actually just utilizing your own energy and the energy of the environment that's all around you. So what I would want to do today is to help you guys kind of tap into your own energy and learn to understand what that feels like, learn about the subtle energies of things around you, and then how can you, you know, use those things as tools, well, I guess kind of like spellcrafting, in order to manifest what it is that you want. Okay, so I have my notes here today. Here we go. Of course, it's in my little Hello Kitty book, because Hello Kitty. So, okay, let me put this here. Okay, so what are some things that we could use as tools around us? Well, basically that's everything. So you could utilize the clouds in the sky. You know, as I look out in the clouds, you know, what does it mean? You know, it's an overcast day today, which, I mean, technically you could find the geological reason for it being an overcast day, but maybe that, hits something in me where all of a sudden I think of something, and and that could lead to, a change in my energy. I can utilize the clouds in the sky. I can utilize the sun's energy. I can utilize rocks and stones that I find on the ground. I could utilize, other magical tools that are sold in stores as magical tools. I could utilize the sounds of the birds, or if I see a bird, I could utilize that, the type of bird, and tap into some of that animal energy. But everything is energy. Even science can prove that. So some people that are kind of skeptical about, like woo-woo stuff. It's like, there's um, everything is energy. There's inside of our bodies, there's electrical impulses that occur within our brain. Our whole nervous system is one electrical circuit, many electrical circuits, I should say. The mere fact that I'm talking to you and voices coming out of my mouth and thoughts that are processing in my mind right now are forming themselves into words, and my actions, what I'm doing with my hands, everything is, working by energy. If there wasn't any electrical output or any sort of energy in my body, that is when I am expired. There is nothing going on in this body, because that means the brain isn't working, the heart isn't working, the nervous system, nothing is moving, because there's no energy to move the system. So therefore the system has failed. But then it's like, well, there was this energy that was within the body. Where did it go? Well, science has proven that you cannot extinguish energy. So right now, science is in the midst of trying to figure out what happens to, the soul, so to speak, or the energy within us after we have passed away. So that's the whole, like, people trying to figure out life after death. But basically, they've just proven that you can't destroy energy. You can only make more of it. You can move energy. You can redirect energy. So that's what this is all about today. Is taking the energy that's within us, the magic, so to speak. I consider energy magic, because, I don't know, makes it seem a lot more fun. But we have this magic that's within us, this energy within us. Everything around us also has magic or energy. If you were to test the electrical output or energetic output of the leaf of a plant, you would get something. Of a quartz crystal, you would get something, which is why quartz is used in a lot of electronics and things like that. If you were to test something that was man-made, has energy to it, because you know what? It took energy to create the object, even if it was created by man. So it's got a vibration to it. It's got an energy to it. So with that in mind, what I would like to do now is actually go into a guided meditation, because I want us to kind of calm down, center ourselves a little bit, and get to know the subtle vibrations and the energy, the magic that's within our body. Okay, so I'm going to skip over here, and I'm going to open this up on YouTube. Just making sure that you guys aren't commenting on YouTube and I'm like totally missing everything. Okay, give me just a moment. And while I'm doing that, I want you guys to, oh wow, I'm just going to give myself a thumbs up because yes. All right. Okay, so, oh, yay. All right, so if you comment, actually, I'm gonna pop out this chat right here. So that way, if you guys comment on YouTube, you comment on Patreon, I'll be able to see any of your comments, because I don't want to miss any of your comments. So I'm just going to be like, what up, homies? There we go. So that way, you know, it's me. Yay! Okay. There we go. And we're all caught up here. Okay, so I'm just gonna minimize this a little bit so that way I can see both chats. So technological. Okay, so hopefully you have found a place by now where you are comfortable, free of distraction. So take this phone that we may have, maybe not all of you guys have like Kim Kardashian and stuff on your phone, but put it on vibrate or turn it off. Make sure the television's turned off. Make sure that, I mean, if you have some music without words, I guess you can play that. But I want us to not be distracted by really anything right now, even sound, which I know I got a sleeping kitten behind me. I know you guys, so I'm going to hear him snoring this whole time, but that's okay. As quiet as possible, because oftentimes I think we get so caught up in the hubbub of you know, everyday life that just sitting with ourselves is like, ooh, I should be doing something right now. And like, how are you ever going to create real magic? How are you ever going to connect to your own energy if you never stop to acknowledge it or know what it feels like? You know, you're like, oh, well, I'm in my body. Of course I know what it feels like. There's a lot that goes in our bodies that going on in our bodies that we don't know about because we never really stop to pay attention. Okay, so I want you to either sit cross-legged, you can sit in a chair with your feet firmly planted on the floor. I would prefer if you don't cross your legs if you're sitting in a chair. I mean, you can do crisscross applesauce if you're sitting on the ground, or maybe if you have a big enough sofa, or if you're sitting on the bed, you can lay down if you're on the bed. Totally up to you. If you do lay down, try not to fall asleep. Okay. So what I want you to do is take a nice deep breath in. I want you to fill up your entire belly, not just your lungs, but your lungs and your belly. So try to fill it all up. Hold it. Exhale. Until there's nothing in the tank. Hold it. Now breathe in again. Nice deep breath. Hold it. And out. Big deep breath in again. Hold. And out. And hold. Okay, now breathe as normal. Okay, just taking 3 deep breaths like that is enough to make the most anxious of us at least a little bit more calm. So that's where we want to be. We want to be in this calm mindset. And I can feel that I have calmed down. You know, of course, I was always like so full of energy when this started, but now I am calm because for me, my body knows that we're getting ready to go into a meditation. Okay, so now that you have calmed yourself, what I want you to do is we're going to ground, center, and align ourselves. This is different for everybody. This is just how I do it. And this being a guided meditation, I'm just going to guide you through the process of how I would ground, center, and connect myself. Okay. So visualization, also a way of trying to actually feel. Try to visualize and feel roots coming out of your legs, your feet, your buttocks, going deep down into the ground. And imagine that root system spreading out, connecting with all the root systems of the earth, energetic root systems, the roots of trees and plants and flowers, herbs, everything. Intertwined, interconnected. Okay, your roots are connected to all life. And the roots of every animal and living being that walks, swims, flies upon this earth. Crawls. Okay. Once you have that imagined, next I want you to imagine that you are absolutely clear, that you imagine your energetic field, like you can imagine, I don't know, that there's a pink light around you or a blue light, and that's the color that emanates from your body. Maybe it's just a white light, and that's fine. So just imagine maybe what color your color would be emanating from your body, the energy that emanates from your body, your auric field. And imagine that being clean. So you can even imagine like a little I don't know, divine or cosmic little sweeper or duster going around and sweeping up your aura. If you wish, which is something that I do before meditation, which is when I wake up and before I go to bed, I use selenite wands. I'm going to talk about tools later on, but I can just imagine that I'm clean. I'm cleaning out my aura right now. Of course, you don't have to have that. You can just imagine a little sweeper sweeping up your auric field. Sweep, 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 clean, clean, clean. Now I imagine that I am protected. This energy of mine is protected from all other energies that may do ill upon my body, meaning causing ailments, illness, dis-ease, making me feel less than stellar. So I just imagine that I am inside of a quartz crystal. You may imagine that there is bright white, blinding light surrounding you. Nothing can penetrate this light. For me, that visualization changes almost day to day. It depends on what I feel like protecting myself with. Sometimes I feel like I am in the armor of a samurai, gold gilded armor. It depends on what you want to do. Okay, so protect yourself now. There's no way anything can get into your protective space, right around your whole body. And when you are ready, now imagine a light coming from the sky, that bright white blinding light shooting down through your soul star chakra, down into your crown chakra, down into your third eye chakra, down into your throat chakra, down into your heart chakra, down into your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root chakra, down into your ground chakra, your earth chakra, going straight down into the earth. So it's like you've been shish kebab by the divine light. Okay, and you are now absolutely connected to that divine energy. Okay, so that particular part of the guided meditation is just grounding and centering and connecting. Now I'm going to take you through your body so that we can tap into what your energy feels like. Okay, so here we go. Take your deep breaths. And I want you to feel your heart. No need to place your hand on your chest. Feel it in your chest. You're going to have to be very quiet and very still, but feel that. Can you feel your heart slowing down? Is it beating quite fast? Just know what your heart feels like. And from there, I want you to imagine that you're traveling along the veins in your body. You're traveling up from the heart, spreading out through the shoulders, down through the arms, down into your hands. Feel the throb of blood coursing through your veins and pumping its way through your hands. You may feel a little tingling. You may even start to feel a swirl of energy, as I do in both my hands, as my hands think I'm ready to do some healing. You really sit with the feeling of the hands. You don't need to move them or anything, but just really tap into them. Do they feel heavy, light, tingly, swirling little balls of energy in them? Do they feel warm, cold? And move back up through your wrists, your forearms, your elbows. If you're feeling bits of uncomfort, or discomfort, I should say, just acknowledge it. No need to focus on it, but just acknowledge it. Like maybe there's a slight twinge in your left elbow, and you're moving up, back up to the shoulders. Move around to your shoulder blades. Just focus on your shoulder blades. Now imagine you're focusing going down your back, your spine, your rhomboids, your latissimus dorsi. I'm a personal trainer. I like to get a little technical. So just basically along your back muscles, along your spine. So what does it feel like? Can you feel the blood pushing through that area? Again, does it feel hot? Does it feel cold? You're just noticing things right now. No need to focus on them too hard. And moving down into your pelvic region. Again, notice if there's any tingling anywhere, any heat, any coolness, throbbing, pulsing. Moving down the backs of your legs. Feel how they lay on the bed or sit in the chair, or how they feel as you're crisscross applesauce on the ground. Backs of your calves now. Go down to the backs of your calves, down to your heels, bottom of your feet, cold, hot, pulsating, tingly. Move over your toes, tops of your feet. We're going to start moving up the front of our body. Okay, up your shins, to the knees, to the tops of your thighs, the front of your pelvis, your abdominal area, up to your chest. Does it feel like a wave at all? Up your neck, over your face. Feel all the features of your face, your eyes, your nose, your lips, your cheeks, your ears, your forehead, chin, everything. Feel how it sits. All these features, how they sit on your face. And go over the top of your head now and down the back of your neck, meeting right there. Right between the shoulder blades once again. Okay, now I want you to just sit here for a moment while you connect with that energy. Just learning to feel your body in its entirety. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in and let's continue on. Okay, so That was relatively short. I mean, that's like what, a 10-minute meditation, maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes. And it's good to at least check in like that once a day. Really get to know yourself so that if something does go wrong within your body, like something just feels off, the more in tune you are with your energy, your own energy, your body's energy, the more you know when something isn't aligning right, something doesn't feel right, you know. We might say it's our gut feeling. I say it's just you know when something has invaded your auric field. You know, we feel the onset of getting ill. We you know, feel like that's not how something should feel or move in that region of my body, because I know my body pretty well. So uh, the better you are able to understand your own energy, the better you will be able to create magic using the energy and utilizing the energy around you. So from there, what I want you to do is really get familiar with things outside your body, so the external. So as witches and magical practitioners, we like to use the external environment as well as our internal self. Do you need to go out and go like buy lots of stuff like to be all like witchy? Like, no. You know, because witch basically is a person, male or female, that can utilize their environment to manifest what it is that they desire. That's basically the definition of a witch. It doesn't mean that it's a person who, you know, sits around with their cauldron and their black kitty. I just happen to have a black cat, but I also have a Siamese, you know, creating magic potions. Although, you know, today I do want us to work on spell crafting because psychologically speaking, I believe that whatever you can physically do and have it in mind that I am doing this in order to create this outcome, it's kind of that mind over matter thing. You know, your brain is saying, okay, so I'm creating this thing, then therefore this outcome should occur. And you're more likely, psychologically speaking, to follow through with the steps in order to achieve the outcome that you desire. So I do believe in using tools, whether they've been purchased, given to you, or you just find them in your environment, because it's an outward extension of what you can actually do just kind of with your own energy, but also get to know the energy of the tools that you're using, whether you're just finding rocks on the ground, sticks, you know, animal energy. I mean, we can't all go up and like start petting wolves or coyotes or, you know, mountain lions like we have in this area, and be like, oh, hi, nice kitty. You know, but you can have the image of that animal in your mind and try to feel like what is the energy coming off the animal. Or, you know what, visit your local zoo, and, you know, donate to your local zoo so that they can continue to help out animals. And in the meantime, you can connect with animals you wouldn't otherwise be able to connect with, you know, in your area. And yeah, lots of good stuff comes from that. So you can, you know, kind of connect to their energy that just in a similar way that you just did connecting to your own energy. So once you can feel the vibration of objects and you're like, this is an energy that I think would be, you know, this has like a very fiery feeling. Ooh, so if I wanted to manifest something quickly, or, you know, I wanted it to be something about lust or love because it has that fiery energy, that's something that I want to utilize, or it has a really cool, soothing energy to it. I don't know, it just makes me feel, you know, calm. Then maybe that's something that I can put into like a little bedtime sachet and put that underneath my pillow, you know, to help me sleep. Or I could put it, make it an herbal tea. So it's all just using those energies, setting the intention that this is what I'm doing in order to create, you know, this outcome. I'm doing A, B, and then I'm creating, in order to get to C, right? And so I believe all of that, and that all of that also is a movement of energy. Okay, so if your energy, you're putting your energy into this thing, utilizing the energy of the tools, the objects, then you're putting that energy out into the universe, and you're more likely as a human being to want to follow through in order to achieve your dreams. Okay, so I have some tools around me, and I want to show you kind of like what I do. But me being more of like a nature-based green witch, I'm kind of eclectic. I have like kind of a lot of different, um, you know, beliefs kind of all in my practice. But I have what I guess people would be considered, they would consider this like my grimoire, but basically my spells that I do, which, you know, when we say spells, people are like, ooh, like hocus pocus. And it's not really like that. It's just, I like to utilize candles and herbs and stones, and I like the energy of them because it helps me to focus on what my goal is. Okay, so you don't have to use candles and herbs and stones. You use what you are attracted to. Okay, some people are just attracted to writing, and that's great. You can write your intentions down, and if it feels good to then bury that letter or put it in at the bottom of a potted plant, put some seeds on top, and make the plant grow. And that's like, you know, ooh, that's like my desires manifesting because they're growing like this plant. You know, it's all about visual. It's all about intention. It's all about what you want to do. So like I said, I have my grimoire here so that if I want to go back and I want to repeat something, you know, because I really like the outcome of it, you know, maybe my body just really, and my mind really jibed with that energy, you know, at least I can go back and look at that. Okay. So like I said, you know, for creating magic, I do work a lot with herbs. A lot with herbs, and then I think secondary would be like crystals. But I like to make salves and, you know, all sorts of things. So this is actually well, this isn't a salve yet, but it will be a salve, you know. But right now, this has been sitting around since, I don't know if you guys can see, February, and I do turn this into a salve, which looks much like this, you know, once I add all the other like beeswax and things like that. And I've used a lot of it because I like it. But basically, when I'm putting this together, I choose the herbs that I'm attracted to. Not necessarily like I looked them up and I looked up the meaning of them. I do look to see if anything's poisonous. Okay, because I don't want anything poison on my body. You know, so always double check your herbs. But I pick herbs based on what I'm feeling. Like, okay, I want to make something that would be good for healing in my body. Okay, so I'm just going to look at plants, different herbs and flowers, and see what feels that energy. I'm going to feel the energy of those plants, just like I feel the energy of myself. How does it connect with my energy, my field? Does it make me feel like that would be rather healing? Great. I'm going to stick it in and make it my healing salve. I just kind of put it in some olive oil here. But now that I have the salve here, I can take the salve and I can wipe it on different parts of my body, whatever I want to do, wherever I feel like I need this healing. And now my brain has said, well, you have made something healing because we physically went through the process of, you know, figuring out what herbs to use and putting it all together. And it was a whole, you know, action. It was a whole process. And then now I have this product. So my brain's like, oh, okay, so the magic is in here. So if I use this, this should be healing because that was the intention that I put in it. So you can call it, you know, mind over matter if you want, you know, but your brain now says that if I use this, healing is going to take place. You know, the bruises will be healed, scars will be healed or lessened. It's going to help, and it does. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So, you know, so you can create something like that where it's like, okay, I want healing to take place. I'm going to create a salve that's going to do that, you know, and this takes a while. You know, this has been sitting around since February. I mean, I've made salves since then, but, you know, I like for them to sit for a while. This has been February of last year, by the way. Currently, I would like to create a salve that's all about self-love. Okay, so the herbs that I chose for that other salve wouldn't work because that wasn't the intention that I put into them. So for me, the roses that grow in my front yard just make me feel happy. They make me feel calm. So I decided that's what I want to use to make a healing salve. So I've dried their petals. You know, I keep their petals around in these jars of mine, in my white roses, my red roses, and I do have my special orange roses, and those are in a different jar. But here I have a salve that I just created the other day, as you can see, June 18th. Yeah, and now, and I put some rose hips in there because I felt like rose hips were needed. So this is going to sit around, and my brain I've already told my brain this is what it's going to do. We physically have some ingredients in here that's going to get the job done. So I am confident 100% that when I make this salve, I'm going to feel good. So again, it's about intention. It's about training yourself to understand your energy, understand the energy that you're outputting when you're creating something, so that you can create real magic. To some people, that would be magic. If I had this salve, I put it on myself, and I just literally, like, not like, ooh, I feel good now. It's like, wow, I feel a change happening in my body. I feel different. I feel happy. I feel loved. I feel good. Some people be like, wow, is that stuff magical? It's magical to me. I've created magic for myself. If I sold it to somebody and they knew that by buying this, they would feel loved, or they would feel that self-love, or they would feel like that peace, that love within their body, they would put it on. Yes, they would feel it too, because they are connecting with that energy. They put it into their energy, and they're telling their energy how they wish to feel, and then they feel that way. So again, that could be magic. Yesterday, I know today is the summer solstice, so again, happy summer here in the northern hemisphere, and happy winter down there in the southern hemisphere. But I decided to do a lot of creating yesterday. So I created my own candles, and I wanted these to be powerful healing candles. So this is one of the candles that I created. And again, I used those roses, but this time I changed the intention of the roses. I didn't want it just for like love and things like that. I wanted it for some powerful healing. So in my mind, the whole time that I was making them, which it took me a few hours actually, probably more than a few hours to make these candles, the whole time I had the intention. Oh, by the way, they smell so good. They smell like roses. I had the intention of, this is going to do some like mega healing, that when this candle burns and I'm trying to do healing on myself or somebody else, because I do energetic healings, that this is going to aid me in my practice big time. And I had that intention the entire time that I was doing it. I felt the energy of the roses that went in. I felt the energy of the wax. I felt the energy of the container containing all of this. And this felt like the size that I wanted of my candle. By the way, there's a little bird hopping around to say hello. But everything in here is my energy, my intention. This now has an energy to it. If scientists were to hook this up to something, they probably would see it emitting an energy, because I put energy into it. I put my own energy into it. The plants that are in here, the flowers, they have their own energy. Even if they're dead and dried, they're still emitting an energy. Remember, you can't destroy energy. So everything in here literally is energy. And now it's like, where do I want to put that energy? I want to put it into healing, and that's what I've determined that it's going to do. So you can do something like that if you wanted to. Again, it's all an outward manifestation of what you can actually just make happen. I don't think we're at a place yet where we can just sit there and be like, boom, that will happen now. I mean, if you guys are, then more power to you. But I like to utilize tools and things like that, because it just helps me have a focus on where I would like to direct my energy. Okay. Also, speaking of energy stuff, what else do I want to show you guys? Oh, speaking of candles, if you do like candles, you like working with candles, you can choose like the size of a candle or the color of a candle in order to represent what it is that you wish to accomplish. Maybe you're trying to find love, and maybe the color is pink or red or something like that, like spells love for you, then maybe you want to have that, in your spell that you are creating. Again, it's all intention, it's all energy. For me, when I like working with the Fae, I've been looking for a candle for that, and I put that intention out there. I actually found one at the Goodwill yesterday. I was so excited. By the way, at the Goodwill, I I told the universe, I'm gonna find a crock pot that I need at the Goodwill because I need to make my candles. And I went to the Goodwill, bam, there was like 3 crock pots, and there was a really cool like iridescent purple one that I got for like $15. And so my energy was just like, this is going to happen, you know, and my mind didn't see it any other way, so it happened. You know. And also I've been working with the Fae. You know, I'm teaching a course right now, a little summer school course on unicorns and fairies and connecting with them for energy and healing. And this popped up at the Goodwill for like $5, and I was like, oh, a fairy candle. Of course, because that's the intention I've been putting out. That's the energy I've been putting out. So I see that energy. I connected to that energy. So I got it. And now I've been using it for my card slinging. And whenever I am teaching my little magical summer school, I have this nearby because to me, it feels like connecting with the Fae or the fairies. It smells really good, by the way. Let's see, other things, other magical tools. Some of you guys may use tarot cards. I keep my tarot cards in here. I have actually a lot of decks, but this is the one I'm using at the moment. So you could put your energy into this. Somebody created this, even if it was a machine that cut these out and everything, it still has energy, you know? So you're connecting to that energy and you're like, okay, I want to bring in more money. So I might find the card that is money. Let's see. No. There we go. I want like 10 of Pentacles. I want like everything is going good. I might put this on my altar or in a little place where I'm doing my spell crafting so that I can have a visual that I can visually connect with and be like, yes, I am doing everything that I need to do in order to bring more money into my life. And usually when we're working really hard to like create a little spell to like, you know, do something, we usually don't just sit around and be like, all right, well, universe, make the magic happen. No, our brain is already telling us, ooh, okay, so we've put that intention out there. We better start taking steps in order to make our dreams come true. So you can have a visual representation if you wanted to on your altar, which, by the way, speaking of altars, I know not everybody's like, you know, practices, you know, witchcraft and stuff like that, but a lot of religions have altars, or even if you don't consider yourself religious, you should have a place, whether it's in your home or in outdoors, you know, a place that you go to where you can center yourself and that you can quiet yourself and you just feel at peace. It's good to have a place like that. So whether you're like a witchy person, you got like an actual altar, you're like Buddhist, and you got a little Buddhist altar, or you have a little place in your home because you're Catholic and you got like Virgin Mary and Jesus and all that stuff, you should just have a place where you can focus your energy, your intention, just calm down. Because if we are putting our energy all over the place and we never take time to come back to what does my energy feel like right now, a lot of our magic will have a harder time happening. The things that we want to manifest will have a harder time occurring because, ooh, I'm creating this spell. Ooh, but I also want this here. So I would say don't create like a billion spells at once, because that's like trying to do a billion things at once, and that's kind of impossible. So everything's either going to come out really shitty or you're not going to get what you want, you know? So it's good to have like a focus. This is what I want to do right now. I need this really bad. So this is what I'm going to do. Instead of, ooh, you know, and be like a magpie every time something shiny goes by. It's like, ooh, I want to do that. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to make a spell for that, you know? So focus, people, focus. I do use the shower actually to come to focus. So that's kind of like my altar is in the shower. And one way that I calm down is I use like little bath salts. And actually I got this from the Witch's Moon box. And I pour this on the floor of my shower. And when I step my feet upon the salt, I feel like, okay, I'm calm in here. I'm washing everything away now. I'm just like, I'm not thinking about anything else except I'm taking a really nice shower that smells really good, courtesy of these bath salts. So you could do that. That could be your altar. You know, things that you consider a place of calm can be pretty simple. Other things, external things that have energy that I connect with my energy, is I create my own little sprays. I have told myself while I was making this that when I spray this on in the morning, when I spray this on at night, that my energy field is totally clear and I'm ready for the day or I'm ready for the evening. So again, this is an outward representation of the magic that I wish to create. And you know what? After I spritz this, I feel like I am ready to like carpe diem. When I spray it at night, I do start to get really sleepy afterwards because I've trained my brain that now we're calm, we're cool, now it's time for bed. Actually, I could probably use a little spritz right now. I love the way it smells, and it just makes me feel energized right now. Before I actually do any like spell work, oops, there's a little bug on my computer. Ugh. It got away. I have this oil that comes from the Witch's Roots box, which is made by the Witch's Bounty, and it smells like it appeals to my olfactory. So to me, it smells like the floor of the forest. You know, it just smells earthy and it just appeals to all like my green witchery, you know. So I rub it in the palms of my hands, I smell it, and it puts me in that mood for magic, like I'm ready to create magic. If somebody were to just pick this up and put it on their hands, they're like, ooh, am I magical now? No, probably not, because they haven't connected their energy with it, and they're not connected in that way. So it's all about intention. You know, other people can't just pick up the stuff I have and be like, ooh, is this going to do something for me now? I wonder if it's going to prove that magic is real. You know, probably not, because they're not in that mindset of this is going to work and I put all my energy into it. I've actually taken time to connect with my energy and the energy of the thing that I'm using. You know, so for me, this makes me feel pretty magical. What else? You can also figure out a way to direct your energy. So let's say you are, creating a spell, or you're, whatever it is that you want to do. I want to bring in more money. I want to find love. I want to find a better career or something like that, and you do your little spell, you use your tools, whether you found these tools outside or you bought them in a store or whatever, and just felt magical to you. The energy of the items felt really good. It feels really good to your energy, and you feel that connection, and you're like, yes, this is definitely going to help me bring in what it is that I want. And what you could do is, instead of just like, I don't know, just making this like connection, you can like pinpoint the connection. And some people use a wand. You could just use your finger if you wanted to. That's like the old school wand. For me, I love using crystals. So I like to use some of my giant quartz points. Usually I like doing this one for grids because I like making crystal grids for like my intentions. And again, it's just like a visual representation. I know the stones have energy, but I'm connecting my energy to them to manifest what I want, because I'm putting that energy out there. So you can use something like this, to direct your energy. You can use something a little more fancy schmancy, and actually this was another thing from the Witch's Moon. As you can tell, I kind of like that company. But this was handmade by the folks over at the Witch's Moon. And this has a quartz point at the top. And so for me, I can use that to direct my energy. And it's all intention. I'm going to say that word over and over again because it's true. So, okay. And then I want to show you some crystals. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys have met Sophos. I got Sophos for my birthday. Brand new pink hemimorphite skull. And the energy that I was feeling from this was, this is a skull, or this is a stone that I would like to use for healing of others, or even myself. So that's all I've been using it for. Again, it's just helping me to focus my energy. So that's been very useful. I keep a lot of my stones in like boxes like this, where I can like divide the stones up. A lot of the stones are in here are stones that I found just walking around outside. Some of them, of course, I have bought. actually a lot of them. But a lot of them are like stones that people gave me when they're out on a trip to a foreign country and they wanted me to have like a little piece of that country, a little energy from that country. You know, when my dude goes to Hawaii, he brings me back like stones from Hawaii, which is like kind of cool, so I can get like the Hawaiian energy. But yeah, you can like this one, I think was from our hike out in like the lagunas. But yeah, you know, it's not fancy schmancy, but I like the energy of it. And depending on what I want to create, what magic I want to do, I connect that energy to the energy of my body. And I decide, ooh, this would be perfect for that, you know, thing that I want to bring into my life. Okay, so where are we time-wise? We are almost an hour in. What I wanted to do was actually do a spell with you guys, so you guys can guys can see like what my thought process would be to create something. You can create what I'm creating, you know, if you've got all the stuff, but it just helps you to see somebody else create something so that maybe you can feel more comfortable, like, oh, well, I've always wanted to like have this happen, like okay, maybe it is money. I want to bring in some more money, just like a little extra cash, you know, a little extra spending cash, like a little bump this month. Okay, so then if you like crystals, use crystals. You like herbs, use herbs. Use the things that you're attracted to. You like stuffed animals, use stuffed animals in this. It's totally up to you. For me, because today is the summer solstice, it is the longest day of the year. It is bringing in my favorite season. You know, I'm like a summer baby all the way. So I've already pre-chosen herbs that I just felt. I didn't look up like, you know, what is the meaning of this herb? Like I feel things out. So I brought some herbs that I feel like would really connect to that summer solstice energy, and I just want to create that summery, fiery, fun energy, and I want to be able to carry it with me. So I've used color. I have a lot of these little satin bags that I get free from like some stuff, so I just like to reuse them. So this is orangey in color. To me, that means like summer, happiness, joy. So I'm going to use this. I've also brought 3 herbs that I would like to put in here. One of them is yarrow, because to me, yarrow is like about being open, but like an open, protected, but also divination, because you know what, fun, you know, for me, I always like to have a little bit of clairvoyance in here. Also, I like to write on my herbs kind of how they make me feel, so that I know kind of what I want to use them for. So I've kind of written it on the side here, but also for courage, because to me, it's like yarrow is like the strength card in the tarot. So I have a little bit of yarrow. And one of my staples is calendula or marigold flowers. To me, this is just all like solar plexus energy. You know, summer in me lives right here, okay? So of course I was going to have some calendula. I like the energy of it. It connects with my energy and connects with the energy of like how I feel like that happy little bundle might be. And also I wanted a little bit of healing energy, and so I have elderberry. I'm just going to put in a few little elderberries. I've made elderberry syrup before, like when I was sick. I've made elderberry chocolates. Oh, elderberry is so good and it's so healing. And summer is about renewal. So, I mean, winter is about kind of like transition, you know, from young to old, and then summer is about the old going into young again, you know. So to me, this is about, you know, that kind of healing, renewal, things like that. So I am going to put some of those herbs in here. How much doesn't really matter. I'm just going by feeling. So I am now getting myself in a state of mind that what I put in here is going to make me feel the joy of summer, and I can bust this out whenever I want. I'm going to feel the joy of summer. I'm going to feel extra magical every time I have this little sachet. So I'm actually going to put a lot of that yarrow in here. Sometimes I feel like I need a lot of yarrow. Okay, a little bit more yarrow. Okay, so I got some yarrow in there. You guys can see. I just bought some awesome large mason jars yesterday, so I can take my herbs out of their Ziploc bags and actually put them in some glass jars. Okay, now I'm going to take my calendula. I love me some calendula. I'm going to fill this with calendula. It's one of my favorites. I love to make tea with this, by the way, too. There we go. All right, got my calendula flower in there. Yeah. Okay. And like I said, I want a little bit of that renewal, that kind of like little loving blankie around me. So I'm going to use some of my elderberry. I need just a little love, please. Okay. So I put just a little pinch in there. Okay, because I work with stones as well, I'd like to put a stone in there. Okay. So I've already pre-chosen what stones I want to use because they're stones that feel sunny and happy to me. So I have decided I'm going to use my little citrine point, and I would like to use sunstone because summer. So I'm going to put my sunstone in there and my little citrine point. All right. I'm going to tie it up. For me, I don't know, it's just like a thing. I feel like I need to tie it on one side, and then I switch it around and I tie it on the other side. So it's like it's double tied. And try to make a little bow because I don't want to make a knot. Because what if I want to reuse this back later? Okay. So there you go. I have my little sachet. To me, it's like summer in a bag. So if I'm feeling gloomy and I want, you know, some of that summer uplifting, I can just hold this. And right now, after you've made something like that, whether you've made a tea, you've sewn something, you've made a candle, you've put together a little sachet like this, whatever it is that you're creating, again, you're doing something to create, you know, something energetically. So I'm going to feel the energy of the thing that I've created. And I feel like fire in my hands, which is what I wanted. Like I said, summer lives within me and my solar plexus. So I'm going to hold this to my solar plexus and see how it feels. And I feel like I have the heart of a lion. All right, I'm ready to like kick some buttock and take some names. So this is definitely something that I wanted to have. So yeah. Well, that's it for me, spiritual homies. I hope you guys enjoyed this special Patreon only KWT Tribe live chat, you know, all about creating a real magic. Real magic does exist because we are magical beings. Our environment is magical. It's just all about understanding your energy, understanding the energy around you, and using it to manipulate it to get what you want. Okay, so you can have fun spell crafting. Let me know what you guys end up coming up with. Like if you end up like, I don't know, like using music. Maybe you actually made like a potion. Maybe you made like a tea. Maybe you made dinner and dinner was really magical and it was like, you know, for something that you wanted to bring in. Whatever it is, let me know how you guys are creating real magic. Let me know what you felt when you guys were tapping into your energy. And let me know, yeah, anything. I really enjoy these, and I, again, appreciate all your love and support here on Patreon and supporting here, you know, things that I do. And if you ever want to see me create something, do something, just give me the suggestions. I'm more than happy to work with you awesome homies. All right. So I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for coming by.